Converting between improper fractions and mixed number. Remember, improper fraction is a fraction where the numerator is greater than the denominator. For example, 31 over 3. Now, if I give you this number, for example, if I ask you go buy 31 over 3 liters of milk from the supermarket, you probably find it hard to estimate roughly how much is that. Is it equivalent to 5 liters? Or is it 10 liters? Or 20 liters? Right? It's difficult to tell from improper fraction. But if I tell you, go get 10 and a third liters of milk, you will immediately know that it is a little bit more than 10 but less than 10 liters, right? Now these two numbers are similar, right? Depends on the situation, but usually if we have a mixed number, which is here, a mixed number here, it may be easier to tell, to make sense of that number. So how do we convert a mixed number to an improper fractions? Now, if I give you a number 5, 2 over 3, which is a mixed number, and if we want to convert that into an improper fraction, how should we do that? First, we multiply 3, which is the denominator, by 5, the whole number here. Okay, so we get 5 times 3, which is equivalent to 15, and we add 2 of the numerator, and that gives us 17. So the total numerator will be 17, and the denominator remains the same. So a mixed number of 5 and 2 over 3 is equivalent to an improper fraction of 17 over 3. Right? Let's have a look at another example. If I give you 4 1 over 2, can you convert that into an improper fraction? Remember, we need to find the new numerator first, and the new numerator, if you follow this example here, is equivalent to the denominator multiplied by the whole number plus the original numerator, and the denominator stay the same. So 2 times 4, 8 plus 1, you get 9 over 2. So these two numbers here are equivalent, and that's how you convert a mixed number to an improper fraction. On the other hand, how do you convert an improper fraction to a mixed number? For example, if I give you 19 over 5, right? Now the steps to do is to get 19 divided by 5. Okay? Now if you do that, you'll find that the answer is 3 with a remainder of 4, right? Now 3 here will be the whole number of the mixed number, so 3, and the remainder 4 here will be the numerator on top, and the denominator stay the same as 5. So therefore 19 over 5 is equivalent to this mixed number here, right? Let's try another example. If I give you 27 over 4, can you convert that into a mixed number? Remember, the first step is to get 27 divided by 4, right? So in this case, 4, you get 6, 24, and 27 minus 24, you're left behind with 3. So we get 27 divided by 4 equivalent to 6 with a remainder of 3. So therefore we have 6 3 over 4, and these two numbers are equivalent. Next, we look at cross multiplication. Cross multiplication is a handy little technique to know. You can use it in a few different ways. And let's have a look here. If we want to cross multiply two fractions, we follow these steps here. Now, for example, if I have 2 over 3 as one fraction and 4 over 7 as another fraction, if I want to cross multiply, now the first step is to multiply the numerator of the first fraction, which is 2 here, multiply it by the denominator of the second fraction, this one here, okay? So therefore, you will see that it's actually crossing over, cross multiplication, and you jot down the answer, right? And then secondly, the second step, you multiply the denominator of the first fraction by the numerator of the second fraction. And this is the cross that we have, okay? So, and you jot down the answer. So in this case here, what do we have? If we cross multiply 2 times 7, what do we have? We have 14. And 4 times 3, we have 12. Now, what is the purpose of cross multiplication? You can use cross multiplication to compare fractions and find out which one is greater. Now, when you do so, make sure that you start with the numerator of the first fraction, right? Which is what we have done here. To find out which of the two fractions is larger, cross multiply and place the two numbers you get. The larger number is always the larger fraction, right? So these are the two numbers that we get, the first one and the second one, alright? Now in this case, 14 goes under 2 over 3. So these two numbers here, we put 14 under this fraction 2 over 3. And 12, put it under 4 over 7. Now once we put it this way, we can see that 14 is greater than 12. So therefore, 2 over 3 as a fraction is larger than 4 over 7. So that's how we can compare two fractions to see which one is larger, right? Now let's look at one example again, okay? Let's say 3 over 4. Now if you want to compare with 5 over 6, now which one of these two fractions is larger, right? First of all, we take the numerator of the first fraction, which is 3 times the denominator of the second, you get 18, and then we do the denominator of the first multiplied by numerator of the second, we get 20. So we put 18 here and 20. Now 20 is larger than 18, so therefore 5 over 6 is larger compared to 3 over 4, right? So cross multiplication works for finding with two fractions at a time. What happens if you have 3 over 5? You want to compare three fractions. 5 over 9 and 6 over 11. If you have three fractions here, you have to work with two fractions at a time. So in this case, let's look at 3 over 5 and 5 over 9 first to see which 1 is larger. So if you do that, you'll find that 3 times 9 is 27, and 5 times 5 is 25. So 27, 25. So 3 over 5 is larger compared to 5 over 9. Then next you can compare 3 over 5 and 6 over 11. Compare these two together. And the steps to do that is to get 3 multiplied by 11. You get 33, and 5 multiplied by 6. You get 30. So 33 and 30. So now, among the 3 fractions, 3 over 5 is the largest of the 3. So that's the steps. For cross multiplication by used to compare fraction. Next, we look at ratio. Okay, so there shouldn't be an N here. Ratio. Now, a ratio is a mathematical comparison of two numbers based on division. For example, suppose you bring 2 scarves and 3 caps with you on a ski vacation. Here are a few ways to express the ratio of scarves to caps. For example, 2 scarves to 3 caps. Or you can write 2 to 3. Or you can express it as a fraction 2 over 3. Now the simplest way to work with a ratio is to turn it into a fraction. Right? Turn it into a fraction. Be sure to keep the order the same. The first number goes on top of the fraction and the second number goes on the bottom, which is what we have done here. Now in practice, a ratio is most useful when used to set up a proportion. Right? Proportion. That is an equation involving 2 ratios. Now, typically a proportion looks like a word equation as follows. For example, if we have scarf over caps, which is equivalent to 2 over 3. Now suppose you know that your friend Andrew, for example, brought the same proportion of scarves to caps. If you also know that Andrew brought 8 scarves, you can use the proportion to find out how many caps he brought. Now, in this case, just increase the terms of the fraction 2 over 3 so that the numerator becomes 8. Right? So you know that Andrew brought 8 scarves, and you don't know how many caps he has brought with him. So we can increase the ratio. We know that both are similar proportion, so the ratio are similar, right? So we will make use of increasing the terms of a fraction. Now, to get from 2 to 8, we multiply by 4, and therefore the denominator will be multiplied by 4 as well. So in this case, we can then find out Andrew brought 12 cakes with him. So therefore 2 over 3 and 8 over 12 are equal. So the ratio, we can say that the ratio of 8 to 12 is equivalent to the ratio of 2 to 3. Alright?